Hello everyone, and welcome back to Senior Forward Health. I am Dr. Miles, and today we're tackling a topic that often keeps us up at night, the fear of a heart attack or a stroke. These aren't just medical terms. They are life-altering events that can steal our independence, our memories, and our joy. Now, you might think the greatest danger comes from genetics or a sudden unexpected illness. But what if I told you the most dangerous cause of heart attack and stroke isn't a single, dramatic event, but a collection of seemingly harmless, everyday habits? Habits many of us unknowingly practice, day in and day out, that quietly, insidiously, put our hearts and brains in peril. This isn't about blaming anyone. It's about understanding and empowering you with knowledge. These aren't just bad habits to break. They are silent saboteurs, slowly eroding your cardiovascular health. Let me tell you about Evelyn. Evelyn is a spry 68-year-old, a retired teacher, who always considered herself quite healthy. She ate moderately, enjoyed her garden, and walked her dog daily. But her mornings often started with a quick cup of coffee on an empty stomach before diving into emails. She'd often snack late at night while watching her favorite shows, sometimes staying up a bit too late. She spent a good part of her day sitting, grading papers, reading, or knitting. Evelyn felt fine. She thought she was doing all the right things, until one morning, she experienced a sudden loss of vision in one eye, followed by confusion. It was a transient ischemic attack, a TIA, often called a mini-stroke. A serious wake-up call that opened her eyes to the subtle ways her daily routine was silently, steadily increasing her risk. Evelyn's story, and perhaps yours, highlights the true danger. The most dangerous cause of heart attack and stroke isn't always a dramatic event or a sudden lifestyle shift. Instead, it's the chronic, cumulative damage that occurs when our bodies are constantly subjected to stressors from seemingly minor, yet persistent, daily habits. These habits, repeated over months and years, contribute to chronic inflammation, high blood pressure, stiff arteries, and the buildup of plaque that can ultimately block blood flow or lead to clots. This continuous strain silently damages your heart and brain, making you vulnerable. It's the slow, steady drip that eventually fills the bucket. Today, I'm going to reveal 7 common habits, some of which you might be doing right now, that contribute significantly to this silent, dangerous damage. First, let's talk about neglecting quality sleep. Many of us, especially as we get older, find our sleep patterns changing. We might sleep less, or our sleep might be fragmented. But here's the critical truth. Getting enough quality sleep isn't a luxury. It's one of the most vital things you can do for your cardiovascular health. Why? Because when you're sleep deprived, your body doesn't have the essential time it needs to repair and restore itself. Lack of sleep triggers a cascade of negative effects: higher blood pressure, increased inflammation throughout your body, and elevated stress hormones like cortisol. All of these significantly bump up your risk of stroke and heart disease. It's during deep sleep that your heart rate and blood pressure naturally drop, giving your heart a crucial break from its relentless work. Without this restorative period, your heart is like an engine running constantly, without a chance to cool down or be serviced. It simply wears down faster. Modern habits like late-night screen time, erratic sleep schedules, and even late afternoon caffeine consumption are all silently eroding your sleep quality. And no, trying to catch up on weekends doesn't truly reverse the underlying damage. Your heart needs consistent, restful sleep. Next up, a habit many of us struggle with daily: ignoring effective stress management. Feeling stressed is a normal part of life, but chronic, unmanaged stress is incredibly dangerous for your heart and brain, particularly as we age. When you're stressed, your body activates its fight or flight response, flooding your system with cortisol and adrenaline. This makes your heart race, your blood vessels constrict, and your blood pressure soar. Why is this such a big deal? Because chronic stress fuels inflammation, which is a major contributor to artery damage. It promotes the buildup of plaque and increases the likelihood of blood clots forming. This is a direct, well-documented path to heart attack and stroke. Many people try to cope with stress by reaching for quick fixes like caffeine or sugary treats. But these don't address the underlying storm raging in your cardiovascular system. To truly protect your heart, you need positive, consistent stress relief habits that calm your system and reduce the physical toll of stress. The third silent saboteur is sitting for hours without moving. In our modern world, many of us, particularly as we get older, spend a significant portion of our day parked in one spot. It might seem harmless, but prolonged sitting has serious consequences for your heart. It dramatically slows your circulation, weakens your leg muscles, and can raise your levels of unhealthy cholesterol. Why is this so dangerous? When you sit for long stretches, blood pools in your legs, forcing your heart to work harder to pump it back up. Over time, this constant strain can lead to stiff arteries, consistently, high blood pressure, and a significantly increased risk of blood clots. And blood clots are, as you know, a major cause of stroke and heart attack. What's truly alarming is that research indicates people who sit for more than 8 hours a day have a 60% higher risk of heart disease, even if they engage in regular exercise. The damage comes from those extended periods of low muscle activity, which interfere with your body's ability to regulate blood sugar and fats effectively. Your body is designed for movement, and when you deny it that, your cardiovascular system suffers. Our fourth habit to examine is late-night snacking. After a long day, those cravings for something sweet or savory can be incredibly tough to resist. But eating heavy or sugary foods within 2 hours of bedtime forces your digestive system to work overtime precisely when it should be winding down and resting. Why is this risky, especially as you age? When you eat late, a significant amount of blood rushes to your stomach and intestines to aid digestion. This can reduce blood flow to your brain, which in some cases can increase the risk of a mini-stroke or TIA, a crucial warning sign for a major stroke. Beyond that, late-night eating can spike your blood pressure and heart rate throughout the night, seriously disrupting your deep sleep. And as we just discussed, deep sleep is the crucial time for cardiovascular repair and recovery. How exactly does this habit cause harm? Poor sleep due to active digestion leads to increased inflammation, higher stress hormone levels, and difficulty in controlling your blood sugar. Over time, this cumulative effect damages artery linings, encourages the buildup of plaque, increases the likelihood of blood clots, and ultimately, significantly raises your risk of heart attack and stroke. The fifth habit that often goes overlooked is not drinking enough water throughout the day. It sounds so simple, yet many of us don't do it. A large part of your heart muscle, and indeed your entire body, is composed of water. So staying adequately hydrated is absolutely crucial for your heart to function optimally. Even slight dehydration thickens your blood. How dangerous is this, particularly as you get older? When your blood is thicker, your heart has to pump much harder to circulate it throughout your body. This extra effort leads to fatigue, higher blood pressure, and a measurable increase in your risk of stroke. Many people simply forget to drink water. Others mistake thirst for hunger, or, even worse, reach for beverages like coffee, soda, or sugary juices, which can actually dehydrate you further. How does this seemingly small habit cause harm? Chronic dehydration is like a silent enemy, gradually thickening your blood and making the formation of clots, a primary cause of stroke, much more likely. It places unnecessary, constant strain on your entire cardiovascular system. Our sixth habit to address is drinking coffee on an empty stomach. Do you grab that first cup of coffee before you've eaten anything? While that morning jolt can feel absolutely essential to kickstart your day, hitting your empty stomach with a strong dose of caffeine can send your stress hormones, cortisol, and adrenaline skyrocketing. Why is this a problem for your heart attack and stroke risk? This sudden surge of stress hormones can cause a rapid and significant increase in both your heart rate and your blood pressure. Over time, these daily jolts, these sudden bursts of strain, put extra wear and tear on your heart and blood vessels. This sustained stress contributes to conditions like chronic high blood pressure, also known as hypertension, which is a leading risk factor for both heart attack and stroke. How does this habit specifically set you up for trouble? Without any food to buffer the caffeine, it hits your system all at once, leading to an overstimulation of your cardiovascular system. This isn't the gentle, steady wake-up your heart truly needs or benefits from. It's a jolt that can stress your arteries and accelerate the silent damage. Finally, the seventh habit we need to reconsider is skipping morning stretches. Do you jump out of bed and dive straight into your day? Perhaps checking your phone, grabbing coffee, and rushing into your routine without giving your body a moment to truly wake up. Many people don't realize that your cardiovascular system needs its own gentle, good morning routine. When you skip even just a couple of minutes of basic stretches, like chest openers, shoulder rolls, and calf stretches, your arteries can remain tight and less flexible. Why is this a hidden danger for heart attack and stroke? Stiff, inflexible arteries force your heart to pump much harder to push blood through those narrowed passages. Week after week, month after month, this added workload strains your heart muscle, gradually raises your blood pressure, and accelerates the wear and tear on your delicate heart tissues. Imagine trying to run a marathon with a backpack full of bricks. That's the kind of daily endurance your heart experiences when it has to work against stiff blood vessels. These small, daily stretches help your arteries relax and open smoothly, improving blood flow, reducing strain, and maintaining the vital flexibility of your cardiovascular system. These 7 habits, when practiced consistently, create a foundation for the most dangerous cause of heart attack and stroke, a cardiovascular system under constant, cumulative stress and damage. But here's the good news. Recognizing these habits is the first, most powerful step towards safeguarding your future. Now, let's talk about what you can do. Small changes, consistently applied, can make a profound difference. Here are 7 actionable steps you can start taking today to protect your heart and brain and reclaim your health. 1. Prioritize quality sleep. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of consistent, restorative sleep each night. Make your bedroom a dark, quiet, and cool sanctuary. Crucially, turn off all screens, phones, tablets, TVs, at least 1 hour before bedtime. Establish a regular sleep and wake schedule, even on weekends. If you struggle to unwind, try reading a physical book, gentle stretching, or deep breathing exercises before bed. 2. Actively manage stress. Dedicate specific time each day to stress reduction. Start with just 5 to 10 minutes of focused deep breathing. Inhale slowly for a count of 4, hold for 4, and exhale slowly for 6. Incorporate daily walks, especially in nature. Listen to calming music, or try journaling your thoughts. Find what brings you peace and make it a regular part of your routine. 3. Break up your sitting time. Set a timer or a simple reminder on your phone to get up and move every 30 minutes. Stand up, stretch, march in place for a minute, do some calf raises, or simply walk to another room and back. Even small bursts of movement throughout the day will significantly reduce the strain on your heart and keep your blood vessels more flexible. 4. Adopt earlier eating habits. Ideally, aim to stop eating at least 2 to 3 hours before you plan to go to bed. This gives your digestive system ample time to process food and wind down. If you absolutely must have a snack, choose something very light and easy to digest, like a small piece of fruit, a few cucumber slices, or a caffeine-free herbal tea. 5. Stay hydrated throughout the day. Make water your primary beverage. Carry a reusable water bottle and sip from it consistently. A good goal is to refill it a few times a day. If plain water feels boring, add a slice of lemon, lime, or some fresh mint for flavor. Set reminders on your phone if you often forget. 6. Buffer your morning coffee. If coffee is part of your morning routine, always have a little something to eat with it, or shortly before. A small breakfast with protein and healthy fats, perhaps a hard-boiled egg, a handful of nuts, a piece of whole grain toast with avocado, or a small yogurt will help slow the absorption of caffeine, preventing those sharp, stressful spikes in heart rate and blood pressure. 7. Incorporate gentle morning stretches. Dedicate just 2 to 5 minutes each morning to gently wake up your body. Simple stretches like reaching overhead, rolling your shoulders back 10 times, gentle neck rotations, and light hamstring stretches can make a big difference. These movements help loosen your arteries, improve blood flow, and prepare your cardiovascular system for the day ahead without unnecessary strain. Remember, you have the power to influence your health outcomes. These are not grand, overwhelming changes. They are small, consistent habits that, over time, build a formidable defense against heart attack and stroke. By incorporating these steps, you are not just managing risk. You are actively strengthening your heart, improving your circulation, and safeguarding your brain. Your health is your most precious asset. Take these steps seriously. Consult with your doctor before making any significant changes to your routine, especially if you have existing health conditions. Thank you for joining me today. Stay informed, stay active, and stay well. I'm Dr. Miles, and I look forward to seeing you next time on Senior Forward Health.